Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina show. I'm your host, Tina Thompson, and I have got a couple of guests. The first gal she's been through quite a bit the last year, and she is going to share a little bit about her story and what she is doing to bring something in a positive way to the community, just to keep it in the memory of her late husband. And the second gal she's just a lot of fun. We are going to talk about the Garret Players, and it's Marilyn Steiner. For some of you may remember her. She used to be the director of the library at the Fairfield County District Library, and that's when Garret Players started up, and I was honored at that time to get the chance to hang out and talk with those who created it and started it, and it's been a long time. So running. Well, I think, yeah, Marilyn will talk about it, so I'm going to let you just stick around and find out. I'll be back in just a few. It's Down Home with Tina.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And I looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live. Fairfield
Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have had a gal here with me who it's safe to say, not really been the greatest year in the last year for her and her family, her 2 children, but she has reached out to me. She is doing something to make a difference, I feel, in others' lives, and I'm going to let her explain it. Her name is Lezlee Armes, and she is the widow of a Nelsonville Division of Fire firefighter, and you have taken on to do an event, and I'm going to let you talk all about the event and what it is, behind it and the story. So if you would share with folks a little bit about about yourself.
Okay, so my name's Lezlee Armes. My husband was, like you said, Jeff Armes, the Nelsonville Division of Fire firefighter, who lost his life in the line of duty on May 2nd of last year. And we've got 2 kids together. Now they're 14 and 3.
Wow.
And I was a nurse, and after he passed away, I kind of walked away from my job for a little while to, take care of myself and my kids through this time that
absolutely
and what we're dealing with.
Absolutely. So. Very understandable. So there's something that I think what you're doing, this event, it has to do with the reason why you wanted to hold this event coming up this year at the same time of the anniversary of his death. Correct?
Yes. So this event that I'm doing, it is with a foundation out in New York called Tunnel to Towers. Mm-hmm. Tunnel to Towers was created after 9/11 when FDNY firefighter Stephen Siller, he basically got the call that a plane hit the Twin Towers, and he went back to the station, got his gear, got in his truck, and drove to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel where it was closed down. So he ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to the Twin Towers with 60 pounds of gear on his back, where he ultimately basically perished with 342 firefighter brothers. So after that incident, his family got together and they created this foundation to honor first responders and military, and to be able to, provide services to help out families of fallen first responders and military and catastrophically injured ones.
Right.
So this foundation, after my husband passed, they stepped in.
Wow.
And paid off my home mortgage on my brand new home that I don't even have yet. Like, they're scheduled to start construction the middle of May.
Oh my goodness. Wow, Lezlee.
Yeah, so at this foundation, like, I decided that I wanted to honor my husband, but I also wanted to give back to this foundation that is making it possible for me and my children to have this home that me and my husband designed and created together.
Wow, absolutely. So what is the name of the upcoming event?
It is the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run or Walk in Nelsonville.
Okay. In order for folks to participate, do they have to be, or are they doing anything like virtual for this one?
You can do virtual. There is an option if you go online, you can sign up as virtual. But you can also come to Nelsonville and you can run or walk it. You can participate in it, or we're even telling people, if you don't want to participate in it, come to Nelsonville, line the streets, and support the heroes that are participating.
Absolutely. Have you been able to reach out to the local here firefighters and such? And
oh yes. This thing is turning out to be a lot bigger than I anticipated.
Oh yay!
You know, like, I've got my husband's mom and dad who are also involved with helping with this. So they're my lifeline with all this. But yeah, we've got, let's see, I'm trying to think. We've got like a bunch of different firefighters that are coming, and they're bringing fire trucks, and they're going to be lining the streets and helping out. We've got, the streets are going to be lined with American flags for the event.
Yeah, because it's not just for firefighters. Yes, this is in memory of your husband and to honor him, but this is also for all the others that you had said as well, the first responders. So it's firefighters and it's police, and it's actually, those who don't even know what falls under first responders, corrections officers fall under first responders. EMS falls under first responders. Dispatchers, 911 dispatchers fall under the first responders. So it's everybody that this organization and this foundation is helping.
Yeah, and along with first responders, you have military as well. That's
the veterans. Yeah, the veterans.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, we encourage people to come down and, you know, participate, or if you don't want to participate, support the ones that are.
Yeah.
Because we encourage first responders and military to participate in gear. So you are going to have, you know, firefighters running this race in full firefighting gear.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you'll have police in police uniforms, military in their military uniforms.
Oh, Lezlee, this is awesome. So how can one register?
One can register by going to t2trun.org and then click on the Nelsonville, Ohio run. Okay. And then from there, there will just be a button that says register, and they just click on it.
And then do you have a phone number or anything, a Facebook page, something like that that folks can follow as well to see?
Yes, there is a Facebook page. The Facebook page is, what is it, Nelsonville T2T. Okay. You can just search that.
Yeah.
Or
I found it. If I can find it.
I was going to say, or Tunnel to Towers Nelsonville. And then if people want to get in contact with me about questions or anything, they could email me. Okay. And it's nelsonville@t2t.org.
Perfect.
Or they could also call me, and my cell phone number's out there everywhere. So it's 740-603-8525.
Okay. So how are you and the kids doing? How are things going for you these days?
It's been rough here lately because we just sold, because the property we live on, we had a mobile home on it. Okay. And I just sold the mobile home, and it was taken off the property, and for them to start construction.
Oh, that's why. House. Okay, on the same property.
Yep, it's on the same property. So me and the kids right now are living with my husband's parents.
Okay.
So
it's a big step anyways, of letting that part of that go. Yeah, but it'll be good memories, good things that are to come. And anything else you would like to share with folks today? Just want to...
basically, you know, just come out and support us and support the foundation and the amazing things that this foundation does, you know, for first responders and military. And
volunteers, do you need volunteers at this point, or are you doing pretty good with that?
We're doing pretty good with it, but if people do want to volunteer, they can always get a hold of me and we can see what we can do.
Is this going to be an annual event in Nelsonville?
That's my goal.
I love it. Oh, well, that's a great goal, I think, to have, because again, it helps so many folks. Thank you so much, Lezlee, for being with me today.
And thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Folks, you know how to follow her, and I hope that you can make it out May 1st on Sunday. What time in the morning?
Registration's at 8 a.m. The opening ceremony starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Be there at 8 a.m. Cheer them on as they're running, walking. Maybe some will be crawling the streets that day on May 1st in Nelsonville. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
It's Down Home with Tina, and I have got Marilyn Steiner. She used to be the director of the library, the Fairfield County District Library, which is one of my favorite places. I like to go and get, well, it was in the past. I know it's pre-COVID now. I've been in, but I haven't been in a whole lot, but because things had changed then. But she used to be, and she had retired there a few years ago. But this is something with the Garret Players is what you're here to talk about today.
Right. And now's the time to come back to the library, Tina.
That's exactly right. Get in the doors. Everybody knows there's only a limited amount of people that can come in, but you have this going on for a few different days, so they're going to be able to see this upcoming play called Independence Day at Happy Meadows. But before we start with that, Marilyn, I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about the history of Garret Players, because was Garret Players something that started when you were at the library? That's why I wanted to bring the library up.
Yes, I was the library director in the winter of 2011. Ron Keaton and his wife Donna came and said, hey, what do you think about the idea of us doing plays here in the library? And I had done puppet theater and a few other things when I was in the children's department there. And I said, sure, let's give it a shot. And so 10 years ago, this May, coming up, will be the 10th anniversary of Garret Players performing in the library.
Wow. The third floor Garret room, right? Isn't that what they call it upstairs?
The Garret, third floor Garret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is our 40, let me get the numbers straight.
Goodness.
I think it's 43. It's our 43rd major production in the library with Garret Players. So it's awesome.
You know, and I had told you this before, but I want to share it with our viewers, that the Garret Players is something that has helped me to grow and to be able to be where I am today. And it is Ron and Donna Keaton, who are no longer with us, unfortunately, and Sandy Maholm, who is no longer with us. And my goodness, how they made that impact in my life of just coming in when I did radio, because they started the Garret Players, and they were actually, it was, oh my goodness, what was the very first one they did?
The first one they did was not in the library. It was A Man for All Seasons.
That's it.
That they did across the street at St. Peter's Church.
Oh, okay. So that was the very first one. Well, it wasn't that one I interviewed with them. It was the second one then that they did, and the very first one at Garret Players. Was it
Mice and Men?
Maybe after
that was the first one actually in the library.
No, I just know it was about that time when I was into radio that they came on and were talking to me, and I remembered sharing with them. And it was, Donna didn't really talk in the interview, but Ron did and Sandy. And I just remember saying, because of, I've always wanted to do something like that, but I was always afraid that, I want to try that. But I was afraid I could never learn my lines and da-da-da-da-da. And then they were like, wow, Tina, nothing like not putting me on the spot. They weren't like that. But, well, you could do this. You don't have to memorize your lines. And then I was like, oh, and then it's that fear of going,
uh-oh, what did I get myself into? Here we go.
Right. And then I did it. And I did my first one. And I was horrible. It was so funny because I knew I was horrible the first week of rehearsals, and we'll go into details about all of it takes and all the time it does to participate in one of these productions, but I just remember going and then coming back after that weekend because I was determined. I was like, I'm not going to be a bad actress. I'm not going to be a bad actress. And so I ended up doing my part of it, my scene or that, whatever. And I remember the director coming up to me, Kathy DeRolf, and she just puts her hands on both of my shoulders and she's like, I don't know what you did. I go, I know I was really bad last week. But you know what? You grow as long as you can continue to try and grow. And some it just doesn't work at all. So I was really glad. And I'm telling you what, Marilyn, it is something that I loved doing. And I ended up doing 4. I believe it was 4.
Yes, I looked
course,
back at the history and
you
have
did.
been in 4 plays.
So
yes.
it was 4. And those times were amazing. Now, this is the very first one here that is coming up since when? When was the last one you guys did?
We did one last August. Last August was our first time back after COVID.
Okay, it was.
Yeah, it was. That was when things started to calm down at the end of summer last year, and then things got a little hairy again toward the holidays. But yeah, so this is our second one back after COVID.
Okay.
And you were talking about how Ron told you didn't have to memorize. If you come to the play, you'll notice the actors do have their script in hand, and that's part of the wonderful part of Garret Players is you don't have to memorize. It's a 2-week commitment for our actors, and they have their script in hand. But if you're in the audience, you honestly don't even realize. You don't until I see pictures. Like I'll be taking pictures, and then I'll see the actors like this. But while it's going on, you don't really realize that they're reading.
No, because you're watching them, and when you do a production and you're in it, you are so into your role anyways, in your part, that you have to, this is where I'm like, thankfully I didn't have to memorize my lines, because you have to do this, you have to act and be in certain places and interact and do, on the stage, and it's fun. It's just fun. How long does it take from the beginning of rehearsals to the very end for those who maybe are watching and they go, well, you don't have to memorize your lines. I want to do what Tina did and try that out sometime.
Well, it's 2 weeks. We started rehearsals on Monday, the week prior to the week of the play. We actually skipped rehearsals last night. We didn't even do one on Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, the week before the play, and then the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday and Saturday are our first performances at 7 p.m. at the library, and then on Sunday at 2 p.m. And it's a wrap.
It is, and the time that you spend together, because it's a couple of hours when you do have rehearsal, right? It's just only a couple of hours typically, usually. But that 2 weeks with people, and I'm just speaking of my own experience, you become friends, and they're there to support you. Even when I was bad that week, they were all nice to me. And
it's kind of a time for people to let their shells off and just to be somebody else, because when you actually, if you're a real actor, you're not yourself, you're somebody else, and you're goofy or mean or whatever your character calls for, and you can really just let down your shell and just be someone else.
And I did one time. They were I was for a jury, and they were trying to vote me to go to jail.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
The night of January 16th.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, and they chose the jury from the 12 people. Yeah, so anyways, that was fun. So yeah, we're going to talk about this one. So let's talk a little bit about how you get the different plays and playwrights to be able to use for the Garret Players.
Sure, there are several play companies. This one is from Stage Rights, and so I'll just go through when I'm sitting thinking of what are we going to do next, and I'll just read the description of the different plays. The last few years we've really done some plays that have centered around senior citizens, and that seems to be real popular because the truth is a lot of our audience are seniors. So this one, if you can see it, it's got a lady with gray hair on the cover. Independence Day at Happy Meadows is actually the story of 4 ladies who are residents in kind of a derelict nursing home. And one of the ladies, her son and grandson are moving away, and she's got to get out of here on the 4th of July to get home to see them before they move away. And so the Great Escape starts with Holly as she gets 3 of her buddies to figure out how they're going to break out of the nursing home.
It just reminds me of like the Golden Girls or something, and they're all in a home and they're all trying to get, the one needs to get out, and that's what it makes me think about, and that's why I'm sitting here smiling. What has it been like so far in the rehearsals for this?
It is. I said it's a cross between Golden Girls and Carol Burnett. Put those 2 together, and that's what we have here. Because the characters, we've got the Sophia, who's kind of the snarky one. everyone. We've got the Southern Belle, who's very charming, and maybe is going to charm the delivery guy so they can steal his truck. And, you know, we've got the Blanche, who's the mastermind behind the whole thing. And then we've got the Ding Dong, who would be the, what was Betty White's character? I forget. Anyway, yeah, I know. So it really is. Yeah. And plus some of the crazy stunts that we're going to pull during this, I think, yeah, it's going to be a blast. It really is.
Yeah.
A fun time.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would say it definitely is, you know, it's not that it's not family friendly as far as language or things like that, but it's just kids would not.
They wouldn't get it.
This
they
isn't
wouldn't
their
be
thing,
interested in it.
No. It's definitely got a theme of old people.
Who are some of the actors that are in this one?
Sure, we've got...
They have been in the past that folks or may know from the community.
Kathy Bittler and Ellen Simmons, who were in the Cemetery Club, and both of them were in the assisted living shows that we did.
Okay.
And then we have, coming back after a while, Beth Kraft, she plays Nurse Nancy, who the characters like to call Nurse Nasty. And Jeff Moore, who's been in a few things, and he's back after a while. And of course, I mean, it's been a while anyway. We also have Marilyn Steiner, and it's been a few years for her. And then we have one new actor. Rebecca Martin is new to Garret Players, and she will be our 98th actor, although I think we've added a 99th that we're going to throw something in on Saturday night that's really fun. And I don't want to give it away, but there'll be a 99th actor on Friday, or on Saturday night.
So you've had a total altogether that have participated 90, almost. By the time the show airs, 99
actors that will have been on stage with Garret Players over the past 10 years, which is exciting.
No, it gives me goosebumps because it is a local,
right.
It gives folks the opportunity to be able to get out there and act for those who can't spend, because I think it is for a regular production is at least, at least 6 weeks, and that might be the hard work into it.
Right.
What does it take to prepare for one of these plays and productions for you as the one?
For me as a director, I have to get into my mindset that we need to keep it as minimalistic as possible. So the actors, how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that? And I'm like, I'm working it through in my head, and we're going to figure it out. We're not going to have anything elaborate. We don't have any elaborate sets. We pull out some walls at the library, put a few tables out and a few chairs and the props that we need. But you know, it's funny how things can work out. So when you come, it's not going to be like going to the Ohio Theater and seeing
elaborate,
very minimalistic, and the audience is right there, very close by, as you well know. You could reach out and touch some of the audience members if they're that close, but it just makes it, as part of the audience, fun too, because you're right in the middle of what's going on. It really is a good experience.
It really is, and it's kind of cool. And I like to think of it as it's that outlet again for those who like to act, but also if you are somebody who you just like to go and see fun entertainment, especially with people that you know or that were in the community, and you're supporting them. It's like we're not reading to you, but we're acting. It's like an elaborate. You're like a story, because that's what it is. It is a play, which is what plays and productions are. That's what they're. But it is just so fun to see what they bring to the stage in the round of the Garret Players.
Especially if you know any of these actors and you think to yourself, I never knew they would do something that silly or. They could get up and do that in front of people. Really?
That's exactly right. And getting to that. How do you get your actors to become a character?
Well, I was hoping to do Assisted Living, the musical, again this spring and bring back the actors that I had, but there was a scheduling conflict at the library, and a lot of my actors were in Lancaster Men's Chorus because it was a musical, so they weren't available. They're practicing for their own thing coming up soon in May. So. These are folks that I knew, or in the case of Jeff and Beth, they had said, hey, next time you need a little younger actor, keep us in mind. And so, of course.
Oh, yeah, for them. But I'm like, I already
know,
knew
Tina.
You know, I'm kind of interested, maybe if you...
I'd like to mention, too, for those of you, Garret Players has a new Facebook page. So if you search for Garret Players Community Theater, you'll find the new page. And that way, when auditions come up for shows later in the year, you'll know exactly when and where to come for auditions.
How many shows were you having a year? Because I know that that went down, and are you trying to bring that back up to have that opportunity for those and options for those like myself that want to participate?
Ron and Donna tried to do 4. I think we're going to try to do 3. We're hoping to do one in August and then one again in December. So something exciting in December.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So so you said something exciting in December. Do you want to mention any of the other actors, or just tell folks to just be paying attention? You got all of them.
And I just would like to mention again, Independence Day at Happy Meadows, Friday and Saturday, April 29th and 30th at 7 p.m. at the library, or Sunday at 2 p.m. at the library.
Oh, yeah.
Doors open a half hour before.
And there's no cost, but if you would like to give a donation,
Sure.
You're welcome to give a donation.
All the donations go right to the Friends of the Library.
Yes, because there are fees for when you get to play the scripts and stuff. You have to have that. So keep all of that in mind, folks. So if you're willing to come out and see it, if you can donate, that's great.
That'd be
if
awesome.
Not, you know, that's fine as well. But
Right.
if you, I'll just pay. Marilyn, thank you so very much. This is always lovely getting to talk to you about this fun stuff. And
I can't wait to work with you in the future. I'm sure you'll be back.
I will. It's like there. Once you get it in your heart, it's just like you want to do more. So, all right, thanks so much. Folks, don't go anywhere. It's Down Here with Tina.
The Lancaster Festival returns for its 38th season, July 21st through the 30th. This year, we proudly present Rick Springfield on July 23rd and Lady A on July 30th. Reserve seating and general admission tickets are available at lancasterfestival.org, by phone at 740-687-4808, or at the box office located at 117 West Wheeling Street in Lancaster. For the full lineup, visit lancasterfestival.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Downhill with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors, and because the show gets to continue to grow on, it is because of you, my wonderful viewers. I want to thank you so much for continuing to watch and see the things that are going on in the community as I highlight different folks, and I'll have more and I'll keep on going, keep on trucking, is that what they say? But I do want to just mention, with having Marilyn on, and it makes me think of the wonderful folks of those who have gone on before us, which is Ron and Donna Keaton and Sandy Maholm. And I give cookies to all of my guests that are here with me on the set, and those cookies, the flavor of those cookies that I have to give credit to is Sandy Maholm. She came to me a long time ago and told me what she puts in her cookies, and I thought, you know what, when I realized it and what they did for me in order for me to just be here to sit on camera and be more comfortable, I say. If I never did the Garret Players, I'm not saying I never would have done TV, but I'm just saying that it helped me to grow, to be a part and within myself to do what I get to do. So before I get to go, I want to go ahead and share a positive quote with you. This has to do with my first guest today, and she just has gone through horrific time in the last year. And I want to leave this because it's one of my other favorite words. My favorite word is hope, of all things, in all words, but also faith. Faith is an inner certainty that there is light, even in the midst of complete darkness. We are going to go through things. Life has got its ups and it's got its way, way down sometimes. And we have to just remember to always find joy and look for the positive. And it's just, I'm really thrilled to hear what Lezlee is doing in honor and memory of her husband. And I do hope that you can take the chance and make it down that day in Nelsonville on May 1st at 8 o'clock in the morning to see what all the first responders and military and veterans and all of them that are going to be here and there to make that day special. Thank you so much for watching this week. God bless. Good day. Till we meet again.